Hello and welcome to One and Only Stories. It's our first episode. I am very excited about my first episode. This particular podcast is all about signage and branding. We have a huge industry and we want to talk about it. And my first guest is Mr. Gururaj. He is the state president for Signage and Graphics Association and also is the founder of City Signs, where many young entrepreneurs got inspired by his work ethics, quality, innovation. And I am also one among them. And it's my duty to welcome him on board. Mr. Gururaj, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Mr. Mohan. It's been an honor and a wonderful. And this is episode number 1 of One and Only. I have been honored. Thank you.
So before we move on to the next subject, something I wanted to say that whatever we're gonna discuss, it will be the message is for the non-Kannadigas who need to understand the essence of the importance of bringing Kannada language in the signboard. That's the reason we're gonna discuss in English as well in Kannada. And what do you think about it? Should we?
ಹೌದು ಖಂಡಿತ ನಮ್ಮ ಎಲ್ಲ ವೀಕ್ಷಕರಿಗೂ ತಿಳಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ. ಏನಂತಂದರೆ ಈಗ ಕನ್ನಡಿಗರಿಗೆ ಕನ್ನಡದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಭಾರಿ ಅಭಿಮಾನ ಇದೆ, ಸಂತೋಷ. ಬಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ ಕನ್ನಡ ಬಳಸದೇ ಇರೋವಂಥವ್ರಿಗೆ ಈ ಒಂದು ಚರ್ಚೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಏನು ಚರ್ಚಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ ಅದು ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಆಂಗ್ಲ ಭಾಷೆ ಮಾಧ್ಯಮ ನಾವು ಬಳಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ, ಕನ್ನಡ ಕೂಡ ಮಧ್ಯದಲ್ಲಿ ಬಳಸ್ತೀವಿ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಸಹಕರಿಸಬೇಕಾಗಿ ವಿನಂತಿ. ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.
Mr. Gururaj, like when I remember those days, right? Like as I mentioned, I was just 11 years. That is when I saw you. Like you are entering to this domain where nobody, the industry was not that confident, like people taking up this as a profession.
Yeah.
Because during that time, I could able to see that I was very fascinated by doing that random stickers on the bicycles, and
Yeah.
that's how even
Started.
I was like fell in love with this domain, like
Yeah.
where you can have creative freedom, right? We can able to do a lot more things. But when I look up to you, how was your journey? Because I'm sure that your family would have said, what is this all about?
Yeah.
And did you believe that the industry would have grown so big, today, when you compare today? How was those days?
No, those days were very fine. Actually, as you said, you were 11 years when you saw me for the first time in this industry. Even I was 11 when I got passionate about this industry. That we never knew that the industry will be so grown up, so big in the future years. But I started as my passion. I used to take up a glass, and in that glass, I used to write a water painting. That was where I got an artist within me. So basically, what happened actually, I did it like that, and I had an opportunity to showcase my whatever the drawings I did on a paper drawing and a glass drawings, these things in a national college, Baswangudi. So
Very
at
nice.
that moment,
Very nice.
yeah. So that time, I just displayed my products. I mean, whatever the art I did it, and everybody appreciated. That appreciation made me so good feel. What has happened is, why shouldn't I take this as my career? Why shouldn't I take my passion as my career? At that point of time, we never knew that I'm going to earn, I'm going to get into the industry in such a big manner. But what has happened is that passion took me so much. I started writing banners. Then those days, the banner used to be written handwritten banners,
Correct.
as you all know.
Correct.
After taking up one banner, I started writing the banner with a pencil sketch, everything, especially for a cricket. Those days, the cricket
Correct.
tournaments used to happen in National College, all
Correct.
those colleges.
Correct.
Those days, only white banner used to be there.
Correct.
So that point of time, I used to take a brush and just write it.
Correct.
paint it. Then I started seeing that there is a lot of demand for this. Though it's a seasonal, that time it was a seasonal.
Correct.
Though it was a seasonal, there was a demand for it.
Correct.
Then my interest again increased due to the money I used to get, because those time pocket money was a great thing.
Correct.
We didn't have
I
that
agree
money.
with you. I agree with you.
Yeah, so those times, like even 30, 40 rupees or even a 300 rupees for writing about 5 banners, it was a huge amount. Those people used to get a pan of cloth.
Correct.
The customer used to get it, the cricket team used to get the cloth.
Correct. So
So I used to write it. That I'm gaining 300 rupees on my own without not much of an investment.
correct.
The paint is very small, 15 rupees and all we used to get the paint.
Correct.
So that where I got my interest.
Correct.
Then I started taking this as a career, and today, after 32 years, 1994, City Science got registered.
Correct.
Before that, unregistered,
Yeah.
1.5, 2 years,
Yes.
we started this.
Correct.
And luckily, today we are all in this industry.
Yes.
And this industry has grown like, wow,
Yes.
really good.
Yeah. I still remember because I know a person. The very reason why I wanted to do this podcast, because you always mentioned the it's signage business is always a roadside business. Though he made a life out of this
Yeah.
industry.
Yes.
So that's what I somewhat I feel that this industry needs a lot of attention, because every brand, when it get established,
Yes.
it need an identity.
Every work.
Without identity, nothing can be sold in our country or anywhere in this world. So in that context, like when you started early, do you think there were many players doing this business or very limited?
Very less. Very less.
Very less.
Very less. Hardly for a per area, you used to find maximum 1 or 2 shops.
Correct.
And the shops were also very small.
Correct.
So that is where we started like that.
Correct.
But the thing is, actually, when we started this, and we never knew this is going to be our career, and we never knew that people are going to treat us in such a big way, like how today, even in MNCs, they take an appointment
Correct.
to meet us.
Correct.
That's a tremendous change.
There is a tremendous change.
Yeah.
And like colleges, when it comes to the root of
Yeah.
root, right? We don't have an university where
True.
engineering colleges produces engineers, and then medical colleges produces doctors,
Yeah.
and we don't have a particular colleges where it can teach what we do.
Yes.
The closest domain is marketing,
Yeah.
where we can able to understand the brand and other things. But when it comes to signages, even I had challenge when I opted this as a profession. It was a big question mark within our parents. Like, sorry,
True.
what is he trying to do? Is it limited to signboards, or it is beyond signboards? Today,
Yeah.
the industry has gone to an extent, without us, there is no identity for any product or for the brand. But do you think that there was a scarcity of skill set with the people, during that time, where people didn't know how to translate from a technical angle?
Yeah.
If somebody has a logo, how to put across that logo as a signage, because this required a lot of different material science,
Media.
media.
Yeah.
And you are the early adapter where you introduce a lot of machines
Yes.
in the country. What is that all about? Please show some, throw some light on it.
Yeah. Definitely. See, as you all know, there's a one song. It is called as Savirake Obakala Vida.
Yes.
That means, see, as you said, there's no institutions.
Correct.
There's no art classes.
Correct.
Those days, it was much difficult. Those
Yes.
days to study whatever is given,
Yes.
like SSLC,
Yes.
PUC, whatever.
Correct.
That itself was parents used to not so easily adopted,
Correct.
affordable.
Correct.
So in that case,
Yes.
where's the art classes? There's no point of art classes.
Correct.
So that's the reason I'm saying this. There is an artist in every thousand.
Correct.
So that art would have been there
Correct.
in the personality itself.
Correct.
So in like that, the thing has come. And everyone, like as I said, out of 1001 will be having the artistic thing within himself. So definitely somebody like me, 10 people like me, out of lakhs, some thousands like me would have wanted to come in this.
Yeah.
But some people get an opportunity like me. I'm lucky enough.
Yes.
Some people doesn't get,
Correct.
be due to the circumstances of the family
Correct.
affairs or whatever
Correct.
you say. So that is one thing. Then after that painting thing we started.
Yeah.
Then acrylic came into picture, PVC came into picture, and slowly we started doing the acrylic cutting by a hand. By hand, we used to do
Really?
it. Yes, yes. Like we used to call it as bow cutting.
Okay.
Every letter, however the big the letter was,
Yeah.
we used to take a sketch on it
Yes.
and we used to bow cutting.
Okay.
That much risk we had taken
Yes.
to produce one signboard or a one letter.
It would have taken a lot of time.
Lot of time, lot of time. And in the year 2007,
Yes.
I am the first to get a CNC router of 12 feet by 5 feet. It's
Yes.
an Axis
Yes.
brand.
Okay.
It's from Canada.
Okay.
Then it has, we got it shipped
Okay.
45 days.
Okay.
That was the duration
Yes.
after paying the 100% payment.
My God.
That time itself, it was 22.7 lakhs.
It would have been a huge kiosk
Huge
at
amount.
family as well, investing so
Huge
much
amount.
money.
Huge amount to invest at that point of time.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Nowadays, actually, the laser machines and the CNC routers has come down
Yes.
due to Chinese machine and all.
Correct.
The machines cost, the investment for the new machine has come down to like 7-8 lakhs.
Yes.
But the
Yes.
thing is, those days,
Yes.
very less people used to have this CNC router, and luckily we were the one among. So like that, we started implementing from hand to the technology.
Technology driven
We
signage.
started implementing. But unfortunately, there are still a lot of people who, though they are from the last 3 decades, but still they are stuck there itself. But I always request them also. The market is vast. The imagination. You are an artist. You can imagine whatever you want,
Correct.
and you have an ability to produce it.
Correct.
Then just get the technology into it.
Correct.
Technology always supports you,
Correct.
and using the technology, produce the best.
Correct.
That's what I.
When you talk about market, what do you think the current market we have as an industry in India?
In India, easily 10,000 crores.
10,000 crore.
Yeah, and it goes more than like it goes double to triple by another 5 years.
Yes.
The branding definitely has got a lot of
Due to a lot of acquisition of the brand, new product launch.
new product lines, and branding has not become like a necessity.
Yeah.
It's become a passion.
Correct.
It's no more a necessity.
Correct.
Before earlier days, what people used to have
Yes.
in their mind,
Yeah.
they have a showroom.
Correct.
All we are doing, all we want to say is that this is the showroom and this is the name for it.
Correct.
But this branding has got tremendous value. So we have to have a prominence place and the prominence way to put across the branding for anybody for that matter.
In this context, like there's one, like it's been a couple of years, like there is a lot of things are happening, especially in our domain. I want to address this. I want to ask this in our language itself.
Yeah.
ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲೇ ಮಾತಾಡೋಣ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ.
Okay.
There is a 60% rule. You being the state president of Karnataka Signage and Artists Association.
Yeah.
ನಿಮ್ಗೇನು ಅನಿಸುತ್ತೆ 60% ರೂಲ್? ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಅ ರೂಲ್ ಆರ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್? ವಾಟ್ಸ್ ದ ಥಿಯರಿ? ಏನಾಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ನಾಟ್ ಮೆನಿ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಿಕ್ಯಾಲಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ 60%, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಸ್ಟಿಲ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಒತ್ತಕ್ಷರ ದೀರ್ಘಕ್ಷರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ಪಕ್ಕ ಕನ್ನಡ ಇಟ್ಟಾಗ ಕನ್ನಡ ಚಿಕ್ಕದಾಗಿ ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ. ಈಸ್ ದೇರ್ ಅ ಸೈನ್ಸ್? ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಒತ್ತಕ್ಷರ ದೀರ್ಘಕ್ಷರಗೋಸ್ಕರ 60% ಆಯಿತಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಅ ಎವಿಡೆಂಟ್ ರೂಲ್ ಆರ್ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಟಿ ಪರ್ಪಸ್, ಇಲ್ಲ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕದಲ್ಲಿ ವಿ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ಬಿಗರ್ ಲೋಗೋ ಆರ್ ವರ್ಡ್ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ ಇನ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್, ಕನ್ನಡ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್, ಆ ಥರನ?
ಈಗ ಕನ್ನಡದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಕನ್ನಡ ಭಾಷೆಗೆ ಆದ್ಯತೆ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಳ ಪ್ರಾಮುಖ್ಯತೆ.
ಹೌದು.
ಕನ್ನಡ ಭಾಷೆಗೆ ನಾವು ಆದ್ಯತೆ ಕೊಡಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ನೇಮ್ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ಸಲ್ಲೂ ಕನ್ನಡ 60% ಹಾಕಬೇಕು ಅಂತ. ಆ 60%ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಕನ್ಫ್ಯೂಷನ್.
ಎಸ್.
If the capital letter of English first letter is 12 inches,
Yes.
where should I arrive? Including the stroke?
Correct.
12 inches?
Correct.
Or including the ಒತ್ತಕ್ಷರ ಸೇರಿ 12 inches
12
ಬರಬೇಕಾ?
inches. Correct.
Or if this is 12 inches, to make that 60%,
Yeah.
should I make altogether 15 inches?
Correct.
No, that's not the way. The thing is, 12 inches first letter of English alphabet,
Yes.
a capital letter,
Yeah.
if that is there,
Correct.
then we need to have a main letter
Yes.
also in 15 inches.
Okay.
I'm just again mentioning.
Got it.
Because this is 12, then this has to be 15.
Correct.
Then only it becomes that ratio, 60 and 40.
Correct.
Then the ಒತ್ತಕ್ಷರ ಆಗಲಿ ಸ್ಟ್ರೋಕ್ ಆಗಲಿ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಅಡಿಷ್ನಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಬರುತ್ತೆ.
Okay.
ಆಲ್ ಟುಗೆದರ್ ಡಿಪೆಂಡ್ಸ್ ಆನ್ ದ ನೇಮ್,
Okay.
ಇಟ್ ಗೋಸ್ ಎ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ವೇ.
Correct.
ಬಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಎ ಕನ್ನಡ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ,
Ah.
ಒಂದು ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ ಲ್ಯಾಂಗ್ವೇಜ್.
Correct.
ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ವಿ ನೀಡ್ ಟು ಬಿ ಪ್ರೌಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಟ್.
Correct.
ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಲ್
Correct.
ನಾವು ಆದ್ಯತೆ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ನಮ್ಮಲ್ಲೇ ಇರಬೇಕು.
Correct.
ಬಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, MNC ಮಲ್ಟಿನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಕಂಪ್ನೀಸು ಅವರೆಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತಂದರೆ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇನ್ ಅದರ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ ಅದರ್ ಕಂಟ್ರೀಸ್ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎ ನೇಮ್
Yeah.
ಓನ್ಲಿ ರಿಟನ್ ಇನ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್
Correct.
ಆರ್ ಸಮ್ವೇರ್ ಇನ್ ದ regional language
Correct.
in a smaller way.
Correct.
But here, because of that ratio, we are getting this 60%, this make it 40%. Because of that ratio, is the whole branding is looking awkward.
Correct.
Or the elevation going away.
Correct.
Or this is not what we wanted to present.
Correct.
So in that way, actually, I can say that one of my customer by name Koski,
Yeah.
what they have made wonderfully. They had a good elevation.
Mm-hmm.
Earlier, they were having English.
Only English.
Only in English. They were having Kannada also. They were having English as the main branding.
Okay.
After this 60% came into the picture, and most importantly, this 60% has come 10 years, way behind.
Okay.
Not today.
Not today.
This
Okay.
is the way behind the this one in the amendment has been done.
Okay. It's a rule.
But it's a rule.
Okay.
It's an amendment.
Okay.
From the BBMP, it's an amendment.
Okay.
But people are not following it up because they were not serious, or they were not keen, or they don't want to implement that due to whatever they feel.
Correct.
Or the branding doesn't look, or the elevation doesn't look, because of those factors. Now, what is happening is, as I said, the Koski, he has got a tower. It's not just a shop, it's a showroom, it's a tower. In that tower, the main branding prominence, he has got the emblem remains same. They have removed the Koski English letter and done the Koski Kannada letter. It looks so beautiful.
Absolutely. I think
It looks so beautiful.
this is how every brand should go about it.
Yeah.
Even I see that as a challenge. What is happening? There is a X brand. Usually we write the brand name in Kannada.
Yeah.
My proposal are what we should fight for. The logo itself should come in regional languages. There is nothing wrong about it. When you are establishing business in our country, having your identity in
Yes.
local language
Yes.
is absolutely fine.
Yeah.
That is where every brand should look at. Every brand should emphasize on having a logo itself in Kannada. Every brand, like today, we can able to see that there is a showroom.
When they are making a brand line, then
Yeah,
brand line should have the
yes,
Kannada along with.
absolutely. Whether it is Kannada, whether it is other languages, Indian languages, I think it's most important within our country having a showroom in regional language, and it can be secondary language to get that consistency of global brand
Yes, yes.
that can have, but not to just write
Not for the sake of it.
sake of it.
Yeah.
I think that is what
That should change.
that should change.
Yeah.
So coming back to the backdrop of the signages, due to intense growth, commercialization, you can able to see that even we have done research like within Bangalore, there is a minimum 50 to 60 shop and establishment get registered.
Correct.
So it's a huge growth. But when you look at other countries, like when you travel to other countries, there is a consistency in signages. It doesn't look like I'm chasing you. But in our country, signages becomes like, instead of attracting people, it has become like chasing it out. Like, you see there are different elevations, you see the colors are like not to meant for signages, those
Yeah.
colors. I'm talking about, if there is ABC as a category, you see C segment, where the local kirana shops, small shopkeepers, they don't have an idea of standardization. You could able to see that they use celebrity pictures.
Correct.
It's very shocking. And then the kind of fonts they use, which are not just they download,
Which are
and it's not,
appropriate.
I mean to say that it's not licensed fonts. And then you come to the B segments. Though he understands that he's competing with A, but he wants to put up a bigger signage where he has, very limited visibility. Do you think that visual pollution is getting too much for us? We talk about other subjects like me, you, and me being in this industry.
Yeah.
I think visual pollution is something which we need to address. Do you think that can be changed? Like, we can able to bring in standardization of sizes,
That will
or
happen.
is there a science that we can able to tell people you have a very limited space to look at your signage,
Yes.
and you need to have, this is the standard size, because the next shop of yours also has some standard size.
Correct.
Do you think that you and me and people like us can come together and bring in these standards, or it is only BBMP or government can establish these standards? Is there a way?
No, no. Actually, we can also get a change.
Yes.
See, if you see in a mall, for example, for your
Yes.
question,
Yes.
this is the right
Absolutely.
answer I can
Correct.
say.
Correct.
If you are seeing in a mall,
Yes.
they have a stipulated place,
Correct.
the sizes,
Correct.
and the way it need to be done.
Correct.
So when you are entering a mall,
Correct.
those are names. You are just going there, reading the name. You will understand this is where I get what I want.
Correct.
So like that, it's
Yes.
just more or less like a message
Correct.
than saying it very loudly,
Correct.
and the immediate next person is totally dull.
Correct.
It should not happen that.
Correct.
So that is where this small concept has come.
Correct.
So after that, actually, it should not be too loud, even in the city, outside, even on the streets.
Correct.
It should not be too loud. For
Correct.
that only, for those reasons only, now earlier days we used to have hoardings in Bangalore.
Correct.
Nowadays, the hoardings has been banned out.
Correct.
And instead of hoardings, they are giving a LED billboards.
Correct.
Why LED billboards? Because every 10 seconds there will be an ad,
Correct.
and that 10 seconds people are reading, and that the same 10-second will be repeated again after some 2 minutes or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like an ad in a television. So what will happen is there's a stipulated place for the billboard,
Mm.
and the size also is very limited.
Mm.
It is not like visual
Pollution.
nuisance
Correct.
should not happen.
Correct.
So it should also not distract too much.
Correct.
Keeping all those in consideration, BBMP is also doing.
Mm.
But more than BBMP, we being in this industry, we need to educate people.
Absolutely.
We need to make them understand why your ad should go there
Correct.
and what is the purpose of it, and how much you need to invest on the advertisement part,
Correct.
and how much you have your own branding.
Correct.
So these are the ways. Otherwise, what is happening is in every street, malls, of course, it's been done in a very systematic manner.
Correct.
In streets, because of the affordability of the other person.
Correct.
If one person can afford, he will go with a wow factor, good elevation, good branding. The immediate next person, he will not be able to afford it. So that's the reason nowadays, even when 10 people or 10 MNCs are coming, or 10 good brands are coming in the street,
Yeah.
the one person sitting in between,
Correct.
who is having in between a store,
Yes.
he is only vacating on himself.
Got it. Got it. Got it. It's
Because
other way
to
around.
create that mall effect, or
Correct.
to create that better way.
So I have another question. We understand that affordability, when it comes to affordability. Do you think that this industry is completely unorganized, or can we able to bring in some standardization? Because I could able to see every, maybe in geography wise, at least we can have, if you walk by a street, then we can able to find one signage company.
Yeah.
Like what is happening is, you are prime, you've been in this industry for 30 years,
Yeah.
and somebody learn from it from you, and then immediately he start his own without understanding the bigger picture.
Yeah.
And because of that format, because of this unorganized setup, do you think that these guys, small players, are not providing right solution to the customers?
Yeah.
Do you think?
Yes. I strongly think the reason is, see, what is happening is today, the person who is in this industry, who has come to this industry, he has come with a good amount
Yes.
and he is invested. He is doing it like a business. He
Correct.
is not doing it like a passion.
Okay. Correct.
He doesn't have the guidelines. He himself doesn't have the guidelines. Any branding should have a guidelines. The basic factor is that we should have a guidelines. Whether the customer provides us the guidelines or we make them understand that though it's a small shop or a small showroom, we tell them, we being in this industry, we have to educate them saying that these guidelines, you need to have it. If your architect doesn't insist, doesn't matter. If you don't have a brand, it's not a multi branded. Even that way, multi store, no issues. Even if you have a single store, we need to educate them. You need to have a branding guidelines. The one more problem is what is happening is in our industry is, one is the people who are coming in the industry as an investors or a proprietor or whatever we call it as. They have a good amount to invest. They are ready to invest whatever the amount you want. But there are very less people who understand it thoroughly.
Correct. For them, it's just a product or a
Just a
service.
product, just a product or a service. Then so forget about service. It's just a product.
Product.
Service, they are not into it.
Correct.
See what they is like. Actually, it is selling. That's it. It's not like maintaining it. See, there are some companies like I can take their names also. I'm privileged also, like Opus CDM.
Yeah, yeah. I heard about it.
Opus is a
It's
good
a
agency. It's a
agency,
great agency.
top agency.
Yeah, top agency. Like CDM, what it means? Create, develop, and manage.
Agree.
See, they are not only just selling you,
Correct.
they are creating your logo and your business setup, and they develop. They will see to it that it develops to an extent, and also they will manage.
Agree.
See, these terms should come.
Correct.
If not in that ratio or not in that aspect, what you can do is at least you can educate the client.
Correct.
See, this Opus definitely they will be having a good chain of
Brands.
brands,
Correct.
but not everybody will having the same. If there is one showroom or a one shop, they could easily take their name and they can come back to us saying that this is what I want, and we need to educate them how the branding guidelines need to be, and it need to be like this only. It should not be overcrowded or not too much less also. As you mentioned, like bold letters is a good option. Make it more bright. Instead of covering the whole area, just take about 60/40. That itself is a good option to have as
I
branding.
have $1 million question for you.
Yeah.
We understand, like, we being in Indian market,
Okay.
we always believe in warranties, guarantees, right? I come across this. I have this question for my clients as well. When we put up such a huge signages for corporates, external signages,
Yes.
what is the usual health of a signage, external signage? Because what is happening, as you are aware that, like, you would have done a sign. I remember
Yeah.
you talking about a signage where we can able to actually walk inside.
Yes.
Such a huge signage.
Huge structures.
What happens to these signages for the corporates, especially after installing certain years back? Like, we would have installed 10 years back,
Yeah.
15 years back.
Yes.
They wouldn't have even checked what has happened to that signage. Is there a health time for the signage, external signage, or we
Yeah.
need to revisit? I think the client should revisit this part to check what is the health of the signage, by
Yes.
coming to the technicality part, maybe the light intensity part. Do you think that corporates should go about checking the same or something like that?
No, no, definitely. There will any corporate, for example, there will be an admin, and in the admin, maintenance is the major part.
Correct.
So they will be having a maintenance guy. Every maintenance guy should have a knowledge of rusting when it comes to
Correct.
iron
Correct.
and where it can rust.
Correct.
That's a big point
Correct.
because rusting, by seeing it, it will not, we can't make out. But there is a
Absolutely.
point where the MS also will get rusted,
Correct.
whatever the gauge or whatever the heaviest you can use it. And as per the life is concerned, I always recommend the maximum of 10 years, not more
Maximum,
than
not more than that.
not more than that. People can have it 15, 20 years, and they say ultimately, if something fell down, they say
There's a huge
that's a huge
accident.
casualty,
Correct.
and this is what has happened. This person has made the branding. It's not
Correct.
like that. Everything has got a life. Even we being humans,
Correct.
we only have a lifespan.
Yeah, I
Whatever
think
the
so. I
product.
think we should create a drive
Yeah.
for the corporates.
Yes.
The way we have created a drive of bringing local language 60% Kannada
Yes.
signage.
Yes.
I think we should create a drive for all the corporates where we have to help them out, because I don't remember a day where the builder is taking that initiative. No builder is taking the initiative because he gives a tenant for 50 years, 10-year
Yeah.
lease, or
Yes.
maybe
Yes.
more than that.
Yeah.
But I don't see anybody going back to their building and checking. I have done this signage. Maybe somebody working here would have executed.
Yeah.
I don't see there is a warranty going beyond 5 years at a corporate level. And we should start this drive going back to these corporates, helping them out, telling them it's been a 5-year-old signage.
Yeah.
Definitely, we don't know who is the guy who has implemented this, nor he is going back to them, telling them it's been so many years. I think you being the industry leader, being the state president, I think we should emphasize on driving this initiative so that this will help many, many corporates,
Many ways
because
also.
this will avoid accidents, you
Yeah.
know
Casualties.
casualties, because this has been installed at a very high level, 12th floor, 20th floor,
Yeah. Yeah.
and nobody knows what is happening. As you mentioned, where it's getting rust because of Bangalore's weather. It is too, unpredictable climates.
Unpredictable climates.
And I think you and me should drive this change,
Definitely.
where we
Definitely.
can able to help
My
a lot of
pleasure.
corporates, and we can able to send some, maybe our engineers to check on a value addition. Maybe if that
Definitely.
works, they can able to take your support or my support to
Yeah.
bring in that, shift in their approach as well, checking their logos
True.
quality or maybe the health. What do you think about it?
Yeah. Yeah. See, like basically any structure, for example, whether it's a flyover,
Yes.
whether it's a building,
Yes.
when it comes to a passenger or when it comes to people, it has been taken care. These things, the structural engineers will be held very
Correct.
much responsible, all those
Absolutely
things.
correct.
But when it comes to an individual, when it comes to one company,
Correct.
people are not bothered.
People are not bothered.
I being a builder, for example, I'm a builder, I'm letting it out for a rental purpose.
Yes.
And I'm nowhere bothered.
Correct.
So that should not happen.
Yes.
Whether it is being taken from single tenant or several,
Multi-tenant.
multiple tenants. So they need to go and check it. In that sense, in that way, the structure, like how the structure will be held for his responsibility, even the signages person who is delivering it, the person who is fabricated it, even he is also responsible
Correct.
for whatever.
Correct.
So in that sense, actually, like how I said when you asked me, maximum of 10 years,
Yes.
I said it.
Correct.
But even after 10 years, if people are using it,
Yes.
we suggest them not to do so,
Correct.
irrespective of whatever.
Correct.
Remove it. If you can't do a new one
Yes.
after spending the expenses, because of the expenses or whatever, so we just tell them to at least remove it
Correct.
so that no casualties will happen. So
Agree.
this way, we should take care.
I think we should
We should make a drive.
make it right. And one of the very important role you are playing today,
Yeah.
which I don't think no entrepreneurs even made an attempt
Okay.
to do this, because you being a president of Signage and Artists
Yeah.
Association, I still remember like during COVID, the
Yes.
kind of impact you made on all of us. How it all started, like how this association framed, like how everybody came together, and what exactly, you being an association president, what are you trying to achieve, maybe your vision towards it.
Yes, yes. See, basically, what has happened is actually every industry has got a recognition. Recognition in the sense there's a category in central government or state government. There's a category.
Yes.
For example, even a plumber has
Yes.
got a category.
Uh-huh.
So, like that, everyone has got a, even a beggar has got a category.
Okay.
Yeah. But unfortunately,
Yes.
very unfortunate to say so, an artist or a signboard maker doesn't have a category in
The list.
government list.
Oh, very
Yeah,
sad. Very
very
sad.
sad, very sad. So we are demanding a category.
Okay.
So basically, when we are, see, what about category? Category means we have been recognized. There is nobody has recognized till date.
Yes.
See, this is artist. For example, artist. It is in those days when kingdom used to happen. We used to be
Correct.
there.
Correct.
From those days, the artist has been so privileged to have a first benchers, we can say it.
Yes.
When the king used to sit,
Correct.
there were 3 rows, one behind the other.
That importance was given
That importance was given even in
those days.
those days.
Yes.
ರಾಜ ಮಹಾರಾಜ ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲೂ
ಇತ್ತು ಅದು.
ಮೊದಲನೇ ಪಂಕ್ತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬ ಕಲಾವಿದನಿಗೆ ಆದ್ಯತೆ ಇತ್ತು.
ಆದ್ಯತೆ ಇತ್ತು.
ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನಿಂಗ್ ದೀಸ್ ಡೇಸ್? Forget about last row.
Yes.
I have been
Correct. I am not nowhere in the list.
nowhere in the list. You are unnoticed.
Correct.
From where to where it has gone.
Correct.
The art, the kale,
Correct.
used to have such a privilege in those days,
Correct.
those early days.
Yes.
But after 2000 years, even after 2000 years,
Yes. I think so. Even a lot of this, we used to come across these arts. You could able to see lot of artists used to be there.
yes,
You could have come across so many small shops. Today, I think it's getting vanished. You don't see those art because I don't know, maybe the market is not there for them. But it's unfortunate that they are not getting what they're supposed to get. Maybe I
Correct.
agree with you, during COVID time also,
Yeah.
every category had somebody used to come and help them out.
yes,
But I think you are the first person who traveled,
all the way from here to
from here
the
to
whole Karnataka, we are
Karnataka,
traveling
and help
with the
every
provision
artist.
kits.
Yeah, with helping those artists.
Yes,
Because I always believe um, we should not. I mean, you and me being in this, we should not regret being in this industry. Somebody should take a charge. I respect you for that.
yes,
And you being a state president, you're doing a wonderful job. I think today also, like we talk about, how we can able to establish standards within this system. So I think you are doing a wonderful job being a state president. And what's your vision, like how you want to take, like do you
No,
have certain numbers? Do you have any numbers? How many sign players are there in
no,
Karnataka?
there are, but more than the signage industry, the artists are involved here.
Correct.
See, the thing is actually lacking.
Hmm.
Artist has left behind
Correct. Correct.
in the progressive world.
Correct.
So the person who has already left behind, he needs a helping hand
Correct.
or he needs an attention.
Correct.
And there is no voice. The person who wants to raise their voice, they don't have any person who can raise their voice.
Correct.
So after all long years, I being in this industry for 25 years at that point of time when I started this 6 years before, this Karnataka Rajya Namapalaka Kalavidara Sangha.
Correct.
And I have been elected by God's grace. But when we started, we started looking at artist wages. The artist has been treated less than a laborer, which need to be attended. Why these things are happening? Because actually there are a lot of even in handwritten thing is still in the market,
Hmm.
especially in government,
Correct.
in state government. There are a lot of things are happening.
Correct.
But the thing is, what is happening is the person who is in between the government and
Hmm.
a painter or an
Correct.
artist,
Correct.
he's taking away the whole amount.
Yeah.
He's giving just a labor, not even we can consider not even as a labor.
Correct.
So he's giving just a very less amount
For them.
for the artist who is really doing the work.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
See,
And that thing we need to change it. After this association,
yeah.
we want to put a demand
Correct.
to the government
Correct.
or to the BBMP or whomever,
Correct.
saying that we are having an artist association and whatever the artist related jobs are there,
Hmm.
that need to come to the
Us.
artist directly,
Correct.
and the payment need to be done to the artist himself,
Correct.
not to the middleman.
Correct. Do you think that it is only restricted to government? Because I come across when I service to a lot of corporates, even I have seen uh, when it comes to the skill, there is a celebrity side of artist where people are ready to pay anything,
Anything.
and there is a skill side of an artist, as you mentioned,
Yeah.
where they don't have an opportunity.
Yeah.
Do you think that like we should create a program where even I mean I respect a lot of corporates want to support this initiative
Yes.
because they want to encourage local artists, they want to empower local artists. There are celebrity artists, and what they charge that can lift up or maybe encourage hundreds of local
Hundreds of
artists,
people,
local
hundreds
artists,
of artists. Yeah.
artists. So even I am making a lot of effort to ensure that
Yes.
whenever we have an opportunity,
Yeah.
we should empower local artists. Where we need to, the way we are giving creative freedom, I think it's our responsibility to give them the financial freedom.
Yes.
Because when I saw a couple of videos which used to share in the public domain, where you could able to see if, them, they are struggling for, even though they are very talented, they don't have an opportunity,
Yes.
and they are struggling to for even a meal during the COVID time.
Definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
it
It has
was
happened. They have
really
gone through.
shocking to see that.
Yeah.
I think you and me should empower this local artist. I think we should give them an opportunity to work for great corporates. I think the corporates also wants to support through corporate social responsibility, CSR programs.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think art is something which is not part of it, but I think you and me can push this sector in the corporate domain also, so that it can be a win-win situation for both the parties.
Yes. Yes.
And then coming to the transition, right? We discussed about how it all started. I saw hand painted banners to the 3D and the future going towards digitalization. You can able to see that when we travel to Hong Kong or Japan or maybe any other countries like New
Country.
York, right? A lot of digital signages. Do you think that India is not geared up for it, or is there any why it is not happened? Like today, we know that hoardings have stopped, and a little bit of permissions we are getting for digital signages. Do you think that we are behind other countries, especially bringing the digital signages?
Yes. Actually, here people are looking in two different parameters.
Okay.
One is like Western countries,
Yeah.
wherever you see, it's a wow effect.
Correct.
So that way they want to just get in there. But in India, what is happening is actually, as is said, Bangalore is a garden city.
Yes.
So if there is no trees, it cannot be called as a garden city.
Correct.
If there are all billboards, if there are all branding, it cannot be called as the same name. It's not about the name. It's about keeping the way it is
Mm-hmm.
and also encouraging the branding.
Mm-hmm.
That's the reason the government and even the other agencies are working out in a different way.
Okay.
See, there is a junction.
Correct.
Every junction which need to have a billboard like this and this size.
Okay.
So there is a stipulated place where you can enhance the branding, and also you can see an n number of advertisement. So where the message is being passed out. See, in abroad or in Western countries, if you see, there are a lot of brandings, a lot of the whole building is being lighted up.
Correct. Digital signages.
all digital, all
Correct.
digital. So that way we can also do it, but there are two ways of looking at it.
Do you think that because of this attention, attention grabbing messages, maybe this will lead to certain accidents, or maybe that is the
Yeah, that
context,
is also, that's also one of the major
major reason why
major
it is
issue.
restricted
Yeah,
in
yeah. They
country?
are restricted because actually, see, basically what has happened is the in India or in Bangalore is also almost becoming like third in the where the traffic is too much
Correct.
in India. So what is happening is it's not like other countries. It's not like a Western countries where the population is quite manageable
Correct.
and people are moving easily.
Hmm.
Whereas here in Bangalore, what is that? The traffic is so high, and because of too many ways of traffics.
Correct.
Like actually, some people are having two-wheelers, some people have four-wheelers. There's a lot of from cycle, bicycle to a Rolls Royce.
Correct.
So everyone has to move in the same lane.
So it's depend upon the people,
Yes,
the policies will be made.
policies.
Got it. So it takes some time. Then take
It
some time.
definitely happen, but not in such a
Scale.
scale. Yeah.
Yes. So you being the leader, uh, what's your advice, for young entrepreneur like us, where we want to bring in the global standards, want to integrate lot of technology, compress the process of approvals, setting the standards, what's your advice for young entrepreneurs like me?
Yeah, definitely. I always welcome them. I never say because I love this industry. Whatever the way people are saying that, see, before those days in local language, they used to call, hey, board madavna, baili.
Correct.
This is the way they used to call.
In fact, when I opted this profession, even my parents would say, "What's your son do?" My son, ನನ್ನ ಮಗ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ.
ಬೋರ್ಡ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರಾ
ಹೌದು.
ಅಂತ. ಬಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಟೋಟ್ಲಿ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್. Now,
Correct.
now my wife says my husband is in branding.
Correct.
He's into branding.
Correct.
So the is the way that people have started treating us
Yes.
has totally changed.
Correct.
The value, the respect, and they also, I can say, like in some cases they treat us like a semi architects.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
brand is so close to end
And they
customer.
involve us in
Yeah. Correct.
every small from the scratch they want to start. They involve us even from the beginning.
Correct.
See, that's the prominence we are getting it. So why they are involving? Because they shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen like the design is made and I'm procuring it
Correct.
or I'm giving it.
Agree.
It's not that way. It is that is while the designing is being done before the design, I am stating where my branding has to come.
Absolutely.
Even in Rameshwaram Cafe, we are doing it.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
You
Yes.
know that
Yes. Yes.
all the branches of Rameshwaram Cafe has been done by me.
Yes.
The branding, city
Yes.
signs. The thing is, see that brand, how it need to be done. Everyone wanted a very loud, very bright letters,
Correct.
but the architect and the Mr. Raghav,
Yes.
the owner of Rameshwaram Cafe, they came out with a very good initiative saying that we don't want to be too loud.
Absolutely.
So
In fact,
at that point of time, everybody, for some people, it had sounded like somewhat. But now everybody is copying the same.
everybody is copying. That's what I wanted to tell. I could able to see the replica of
Yes.
that particular design intent
Yeah.
has been translated to many restaurants.
Yes, yes.
And
Many restaurants.
Many restaurants.
Many
And-
restaurants are copying the same way,
Yes.
same method, same having the logo in the member center,
Correct.
emblem in the center, and
Same thing.
writing both the languages on the either sides.
Yes, yes, it's one of the beautiful signages.
Yes,
Even
yes.
we come across whenever we walk into Rameshwaram Cafe. It's like
Yes.
I in fact follow Mr. Raghavan like very
Yeah.
closely. He's one of the inspiring leader for young entrepreneur like
Definitely,
us.
definitely.
And you being doing such projects
Yeah.
will help us to understand a lot of things other than just signage.
Yes.
Likewise, minimalistic approach.
Yes.
It always looks good
Yeah,
on
yeah.
a wonderful restaurant. It's not that I'm going to sell X, Y, Z, print all the menu
True,
board in the
true.
signages. It shouldn't be like
See, they
that.
have made that industry, for example, hotel industry.
Yes.
They have made like they have said like only 3 to 4 hours off. See,
Yes.
in any of the Rameshwaram cafe,
Yes.
you don't find a single shutter.
Correct.
They don't close.
Correct. Correct.
So they close at 1 o'clock. The
Yes.
business will close at 1 o'clock.
Yes.
They open early morning by 5
Yes.
with the national anthem.
Yes.
And in between, whatever 3 4 hours are there, that need to be for the cleaning.
Yeah.
There's no shutter
Correct.
for the whole of their outlets.
Correct.
And now they are opening in Terminal 1, Bangalore.
Very nice.
Yeah. And we
We
are
look
doing a
forward.
branding.
We look forward because
Yeah.
whenever we are in T1, we always look forward for a South
Yes, yes.
Indian.
See, just imagine
Yes.
Mr. Ambani
Mm.
for their own one of the function.
Yes.
They called Rameshwaram Cafe for this
Yeah,
catering.
yeah, yeah. Absolutely.
It's a privilege for being a Bangalorean.
Yes.
And Rameshwaram means a lot of people are thinking that it's a Tamil Nadu base or whatever.
Mhm.
It is like actually both Divya and Mr. Raghav, both are Kannadigas.
Kannadigas.
And Rameshwaram means Rama and Ishvara.
Ah,
It is like they are having both the names.
yes.
And they are from, both are localites.
No, it's always privileged to be
Yeah.
associated with such brands, especially you being in signage and we represent them and we understand their brand ethics. That is what reflect on our signage.
Yes, yes.
On a very closing note, it's privileged that you being our first guest and you throw light on various subjects.
Yes.
Likewise, we look forward for you to take a lot of initiatives, whatever we spoke about.
I strongly recommend and I strongly hope that I am already 54. By
Yes.
another 5 6 years, definitely I will take care of my industry and also in future, but not the way how you can do it. So I always say that one and only is a good name, and you have started very well, and the initiative you have taken it, and the future, whatever the question, there was a question in
Yes.
between,
Yes.
like what is that youngsters
Yes.
who wants to come to this industry
Yes.
need to understand.
Yes.
So they need to understand one thing: it's a hardship,
Correct.
hard and a heart.
In fact, I
Both.
always say that we
Yeah.
are in the business of rejection.
Yes.
That's the first thing. Then
And you
everything
love
is a
the challenges.
byproduct.
See,
Yes.
basically, it is not like the more challenges, the more
Correct.
your importance goes in the industry like that.
Correct.
When you become an important person in this industry,
Yes.
having so much of competition or whatever, the only way is it is more than understanding the client's requirement. You take the challenges,
Correct.
you
Agree.
visit it,
Correct.
you do it.
Correct.
You say that anything can be done in branding.
Absolutely.
Even a stone can cut.
Yes.
Obviously, stone can cut.
Yes.
So stone can cut, and even in stone, we are doing branding these days. Even
Absolutely.
for
Yeah, yeah,
Rameshwaram
yeah.
Cafe.
Agree with you.
So like that, the youngsters need to understand this. Only the thing is, it's a struggle.
Yes.
You feel and you love, you enjoy the struggle. No,
Correct. That's the way to
everyone
look
is
at it.
struggling.
Absolutely.
Unless and now, by whatever I say, my passion is to be in a struggling line.
Correct.
I love struggling.
Correct.
So that's my passion.
Absolutely.
So people like that, they should think. Then people will get recognized like anything. And I strongly believe one and only is that definitely, because I'm looking from the last 5 years, like how the things are taken care,
Yes.
even a minute details.
Correct.
And definitely whoever wants to follow or whoever wants to with their career into this business, my suggestion is to look after Mohan Babu.
Thank you so much. It's
Yeah.
privilege because when I look up to you, when I was 11,
Yeah.
I remember my roots. That is where you being my first guest. And I definitely take this as a responsibility, not just privilege. It's a responsibility for me, taking what I have seen in you, the passion, the kind of dedication, and the way to look at many aspects, not just business. It's
Yes.
beyond business.
Behind
It's
businesses.
beyond business. That is what I take away from you. And with this closing note, and our viewers, thank you so much for our first episode, Mr. Guru Raj. I always call him the guru of our industry, and a lot of takeaways from this conversation. And many more entrepreneurs will be part of our new episodes. And check it out. Thank you so much.